have found the Genesis frequency. This is Dr. Stephen J. Kosmyna welcoming you in to another episode of a show that focuses on your whole life prosperity and success. Whole life prosperity and success by cooperating with the universal laws that are available to each and every one of us. This is Quantum Leap Goal Achievement, radical personal transformation, whole life prosperity and success. Now, stay tuned for another exciting episode that'll move the needle in your life from where you are now to where you want to be.
And good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time of day it may be, wherever you are in the world. When you hit that play button, welcome back to the Genesis Frequency Podcast. This is Dr. Cause and Effect, Dr. Stephen J. Kosmyna. And I want to thank you, as always, for tuning in today. Whether you're returning or whether this is your first time, I do appreciate you. I appreciate what you do for you. This show is all about personal agency. It's not a term you hear a lot. I invite you to Google it and look it up. But this is about personal agency. And whether you're listening at home or on your commute, in the office, or during your morning walk, I want you to know that the time you're investing in your growth today has power. It has momentum. It is shaping who you are becoming. And there's tremendous value in all of these episodes that I share with you. So many people put little or no value on that which they get for free. Do not be one of them. And listen over and over and over again. Share these too. Take notes. Retention is about repetition. And that's how we make this internal dialogue supportive of who and what we are stepping into and what we want to experience in our lives. We have to embody all of this. And that's exactly what today's message is all about. Attitude. Spoken about it many times, a little different today, perhaps. But attitude, not as something superficial, not as simply being positive or upbeat, but has a transformational force that influences the trajectory of your entire life. Let's think about that. A transformational force. You know, so many people go out there and they're scrolling and they're looking and what is the next shiny object? I need something that's really going to make an impact and influence me to make this transformation. Look in the mirror and look to these instructions I share with you. Here's your transformational force right here. We'll talk a little bit about that today in this episode. And if you've been with me for a while, you know that I teach personal development, professional development, leadership development, and spiritual development. And it's all from the inside out, living life from the inside out. Because everything begins in consciousness. Everything begins with the state you hold within yourself. And that's what attitude really is. Attitude is the energy you live from. Attitude is the emotional climate you carry. Attitude is the vibration you broadcast into the world. We're broadcasting stations. And that broadcast is attractive, by the way. Keep that in mind. Your attitude is not what you say you believe. Your attitude is what you broadcast and embody. And your world responds to that. That's what I meant by being attractive. It attracts support. It attracts what you are embodying. So what is this thing called attitude really? most people think they know. Most people think attitude is being positive instead of negative, smiling instead of frowning, being optimistic instead of pessimistic. But that's not quite it. All right. Attitude is the integration of your thoughts, your feelings, your actions. Been sharing this a long time, teaching this a long time. This is so important. The integration of your thoughts, your feelings, and your actions. When these three things are aligned, you become powerful, effective, influential, attractive, and calm. Your life starts to move forward. This is your magic pill. This is your shiny object. But when your thoughts say one thing, your emotions say another, and your actions say something else entirely, there's inner conflict. And that conflict shows up in your experience. It shows up as hesitation. It shows up as procrastination. It shows up as self doubt. It shows up as confusion. It shows up as frustration and lack of progress and not experiencing the results in your life that you would love to experience. This is why attitude is not optional. It's not an option. This is not, well, nice if you have time. Yeah, if I had time, I'd work on my attitude. This is not something we work on later. This is a priority right now, in this moment. Your attitude, your attitude determines your access, hear this, your access to your own potential. Let me say that again in a different way. Your attitude determines your access to your own infinite potential. And your potential is infinite. You often hear me talk about the knowing doing gap, and that plays a part here because most people know what they should do, right? I think so. I would hope so. They know they should stop procrastinating. They know they should follow through. They know they should make the call. They know they should stay consistent, right? I talk about this a lot too, consistent daily efforts. They know they should say yes to the opportunity. We on this show every single week with an opportunity. Have you said yes to that? They know they should move toward the goal. They know they wrote something down on that bar napkin at 11:30 p.m. on New Year's Eve. Where are you with that? Right? But they don't do it. They know all these things, but they don't do it. That's what we talk about in those episodes on the Knowing Doing Gap. Go to the website, thegenesisfrequency.com, and just put in search Knowing Doing Gap. A bunch of episodes will come up. But they don't do any of these things. And they think the problem is lack of discipline. Uh-uh. It's not lack of discipline. It's misalignment. All right? It's misalignment. The head says, I want this. I really want this. And I talk to people all the time. Man, I've been working on this. It seems like forever. And I really want this thing. So the head's saying, I want this. The heart says, I'm not sure I believe it's possible. And I got a bunch of episodes on that too about belief. But the head and the heart are contradicting each other. I really want this. The heart says, I'm not sure it's possible. For me, it's for somebody else, it is. For others, it is. But, well, I don't know about me. And then the body says, talk about out of alignment. The body says, I don't feel safe stepping forward. This is where attitude becomes the bridge. It becomes the bridge. It really does. The moment your thoughts, your feelings, and actions align with your desire, with what you really, 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 really want, your life starts moving forward with momentum. Why is that? Why does attitude shape your results? I mean, you've heard the phrase, and I've said it many, many, many times. We don't get what we want. We get who we are, right? I always talk about the model be, do, have. What are you being, right? This is referring to attitude. Your attitude tells the universe, this is what I believe is possible for me, and I demand it. I will have it. I am that. I am. Your attitude tells your subconscious mind, this is who I am now. It's non negotiable. This is who I am now. Your attitude tells every person you meet, this is how you can treat me and how I move in the world. This is how I show up day in and day out. Your attitude is the signal, and the world reflects that signal back to you. It truly does. If your attitude is grounded in confidence, gratitude, purpose, calm strength, faith in your direction, a belief in you and your infinite potential, then opportunities open. Sometimes unexpectedly. In fact, often unexpectedly. It's like, I just love watching this happen, not only in my own life, but in the lives of those I work with to help with their transformation. If your attitude is tense, doubtful, worried, guarded, resentful, then even when opportunities are in front of you, you don't see them, or you don't move on them, or you sabotage them. One of these things, I see it all the time. And I'm speaking to the individual, but this happens on the corporate level as well, the organizational level as well. There's an organizational attitude. There's a corporate attitude. We usually call this culture, but it's a disconnect nonetheless. We need to work on these things. We don't want to we don't want to sabotage anything. But that's what so many of us do. Not on purpose, but because the inner state is not aligned with receiving. So here's the guiding truth. Your attitude is not a reaction to your results. Your results are a reflection of your attitude. Write that down over and over and over again. My attitude is not a reaction to my results. My results are a reflection of my attitude. You got to accept this. You got to take personal responsibility for your attitude. And that's why we work within first. Let me tell you a story about somebody I worked with. It's a sales professional made quite a turnaround. And I worked with this guy. Let's just call him David. He had been in sales for years. I mean, he was good, consistent, capable, but he leveled off. He plateaued. No growth, no spark, no momentum. And he came to me frustrated, just saying, I know how to do the work. I know how to sell. I know what to say. I know the product. I know the market, but I cannot seem to break through. We didn't change his technique. We didn't rewrite his sales process. I didn't even try to put him through my effective sales strategies program, which I think everybody should take. We didn't overhaul his strategy, none of that. We worked on his attitude because what he did, let me put it this way, what he did not see was this. He didn't see this. He believed his best days were behind him. All right. He didn't say that out loud. He wasn't even consciously aware of it, mind you. It's what he believed, but he didn't even realize that he believed that. But it was sitting there, quietly influencing every conversation that he had. His energy was tight, it was defensive, it was hesitant, it was pressured, And clients could feel it. They didn't trust it. Not because he wasn't trustworthy, but because he wasn't aligned. Once we shifted his attitude from, I need to close this sale, to, I bring value, I serve, I help, I uplift, I guide, then he relaxed. His confidence returned. His conversations deepened. His clients felt safe. And in 90 days, he doubled his revenue. He went back to the top. Number one, numero uno. Nothing external changed. The inner atmosphere changed, and the results followed. Get that? When we change that inner atmosphere, the results that are showing up in our lives will change. They have to. It's law. So, what is this attitude that creates success? And there is one attitude that consistently produces growth, expansion, and results. And it's the attitude of creative ownership. Okay. This attitude says, I am responsible for my experience. My energy matters. My presence influences others. I am capable of learning and adapting. I move toward my vision even when the path isn't clear. It's an attitude grounded in self belief, emotional steadiness, inner purpose, acceptance of personal agency that I alluded to at the beginning of the show. Google it. We'll do a show on this coming up. Now, here's the key. This attitude is not something you wait to feel. You don't wait to feel, I'm not feeling it today. Screw that attitude thing. It's not something that you wait to feel. It's something you practice. You practice this day in and day out, every hour of the day. You choose it. You strengthen it. You lean into it, just like a muscle. I go to the gym. I go to work out just about every day. We practice attitude, just like we work the muscles. I need to work my muscles. Everything's going to get stiff, right? So let's do a practical attitude shift exercise right here together. Because I'm all about everything I do is application and action. How does this apply to me and my situation, to my organization, my ministry, my company, my small business? What can I apply here and take action on right now? So let's make this real. All right. Think of a goal or dream you have right now. Just bring it to mind. Goal or dream. And if you haven't been working on these, work now. We're almost at the end of this year as I broadcast this, but it doesn't matter. Every day's a new day. So just think of a goal or dream you have right now, something meaningful, something important, something that has some emotional weight to it. Okay. I really want this thing. I'm feeling it, man. I gotta have this. Now ask yourself these questions. What is the attitude of the version of me who already has this? What is the attitude of the version of me who already has this? Is it confident? Is it calm? Is it decisive? How about trusting? Energized? So that's the first thing we do. What is the attitude of the version of you who already has this? Number two, where is my attitude now? Look at that contrast. Make that comparison to that version. Where is it right now? Identify that. And number three, what attitude shift is required to close that gap? Maybe you're hitting on a couple points, right? But what shift? You have to identify it. Not more effort, not more willpower, not more hustle. A shift in your inner state. And when your inner state shifts, your decisions shift. Your behavior shifts. Your energy shifts. Your results shift. And the life you would love to live starts to shift and move into your field of experience. So, just a quick note on why guidance, like listening to this episode, I really like this episode. I'm the one doing it, but I really like this one because it's so important. It's so key. It's so fundamental to everything that I talk about. And here's why guidance matters. I want to tell you something that most people never hear. Most people don't hear this. You cannot shift your attitude permanently alone. You can't shift your attitude permanently alone. Not because you're not capable, not because you don't have discipline, not because you're not intelligent, but because the mind that created your current patterns cannot evaluate them objectively. This is what, in companies all the time. Well, this is our culture. No, it's not. You think it is. In ministries and organizations and nonprofits and corporations and small business, this is our culture. This is our pattern. This is what we're at. No, I'll say it again. The mind that created your current patterns cannot evaluate them objectively. Again, the mind that created your current patterns cannot evaluate them objectively. We all have blind spots. We all have emotional habits we don't see. We all have narratives that run on autopilot. That's what paradigms are. A multitude of behaviors, multitude of habits, I should say, that have almost exclusive control over our habitual behavior. And they're just running. They're just running and running and running on autopilot. And most of us are not even aware of them, organizationally and individually, personally. This is why coaching or consulting, mentorship, right? Directing and facilitated growth so powerful. And that's why I teach and facilitate the programs I do, whether it's effective personal productivity, effective personal leadership, effective motivational leadership, effective strategic leadership, on and on, effective coaching and empowerment, effective sales strategies, thinking into results with spiritual integration, lead the field, or any of the other programs I do, or custom tailored. I have over 100 of them, but it doesn't matter because the structure, support, accountability, reflection, environment accelerates your transformation when you have someone that can see the blind spots, right? Someone that is objective, and they have to be evaluated objectively. You have to work with someone on this. And attitude shifts fastest and strongest when you're supported. Not going out there alone. You want to make this, I talk about making the quantum leap. You want to make a quantum leap? Well, here's how you do it. Attitude shifts fastest and strongest when you're supported, when you're guided, when you're encouraged, when you're challenged, when you're accountable to someone, and refocused. Someone to help you refocus when it's necessary. This is why people who invest in their growth progress faster than those who try to do it alone. So if you're listening to this right now and you know there is more in you, you are capable of more, you're ready to move to the next level, you just need alignment, not more effort, then I encourage you to reach out to me. Let's just have a conversation about your goals. Let's talk about your vision. Let's talk about where you are and where you want to go. Because you know what? There is a pathway. There is a process. And you don't have to walk it alone. Whether you're an entrepreneur, a sales professional, a ministry leader, consultant, a coach, an organizational leader, whether you're consumer facing or you're in the C-suite as an executive on your team, part of the leadership team, part of the development team, doesn't matter. Your next expansion begins with your attitude. Your attitude begins with your awareness. Your awareness begins with this moment. This is your time. This is your time. So we're out of time. Speaking of time, we're out of time. Thanks for joining me today. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you for listening. I don't know what's going on out there, but my numbers are going through the roof. Please comment. Please like this wherever you're seeing it. Please share it with other people that can use this within your organization, outside your organization, with your family. So thanks again for joining me and listening and learning and growing and for saying yes to your own evolution. Reach out, Stephen, STEPHEN at successocean.com, or get on my calendar, successappointment, all one word.com. Successappointment.com is just my calendar, not a sales page. It shows up in your time zone, and you just make an appointment. We have a conversation. All right? Let's do that. Set that as your intention. Make it a priority to reach out. Let's talk. So this is Dr. Cause, in effect, Dr. Stephen J. Kosmyna, reminding you your future is not something you wait for. All right? That's why this is so important. This isn't something you're waiting for. This isn't someday my ship will come in. This isn't someday. It's something you shape. And it starts right now in this moment. And your attitude is the tool that shapes it. So go live today on purpose, with intention, with the attitude of the person you are intending to become, the person you are becoming. That's it. That's going to do it. You've been listening to the Genesis Frequency Podcast. This is Dr. Cause and Effect, Dr. Stephen J. Kosmyna, and I wish for you an infinitely spectacular day. God bless you.